Hi everybody, I just thought I'd pop on and do a quick video. We're living through some pretty interesting times right now. I'm certainly not surprised because I could see this coming a year and a half ago. I knew that the agenda of this pandemic was to put people in fear so that they could start taking away their rights. And the end goal was to basically vax everybody, tag everybody, with a passport, and now have full control of you and allow you to do things as long as you comply. So, for everybody that has been complying, everybody that has been following orders, they think they've been doing it for freedom, but you're not free. This is where I think people have a complete misunderstanding of what freedom truly is. Because if you have to show papers or proof that have done all the things that you were told to do in order to have some semblance of, liberties, that is not freedom. I'm sorry, it is not freedom. It's an illusion of freedom because you think you're free. But the fact that you have to prove and follow orders in order to have freedom, that is the epitome of blackmail. Well, if you do this, you're allowed to do that. If you take this, you're allowed to go there. If you want to do that, you have to do that. Do you see the difference between blackmail and what true freedom is? And what true freedom is sovereignty, the ability to choose for oneself, the ability to decide what is in their best interest and what they choose to put in their body, and still be allowed to, be a part of society and still be accepted, even though you have a differing opinion, perspective, or belief. That is what freedom is, people. So when people say to me, oh, I have to do this because, otherwise I can't travel. I have to do this because I can't go to see a hockey game. Or I can't, I have to do this so I can be allowed to be part of, whatever, society. Well, that's fine. I respect you if that's what you've done. But if you think that's freedom, you are sadly mistaken. Because you see, now you're going to be required to have a booster jab, right? Because the 2 jabs don't work. They don't work. Now you're going to need a booster jab. And so after that booster jab loses its effectiveness or doesn't work, you're going to need another one. And then maybe you're going to need one every 6 months or every year for the rest of your life. Are you okay with that? Because that is not freedom. If you need to continually give in order to receive, it is not a true form of freedom. It is manipulation and it is blackmail. And essentially, that is what's happening to humanity right now. And if people don't understand it, well, I can't force people to see it this way because everybody's at a different level of awareness and of realizations and consciousness, and is for everyone to learn and figure out on their own time when they're ready. But I can tell you right now that many people who are vaxxed are in complete shock that this has happened, and they don't actually believe that it's a good thing. So that gives me a little bit of hope, because it means that some people out there are actually feeling and thinking logically, critically, and feeling intuitively that there is something very wrong about what's rolling out right now, right? Because there is something very wrong about this. There really is. And it has nothing to do with a virus. It has nothing to do with a pandemic. It has nothing to do with your safety. All right? Because once again, if you are looking at the real science, and I don't mean the media political science, which is a controlled, biased narrative being spewed out by the mainstream, because that's not real science, people. The real science is coming from the people that are screaming, the doctors, the nurses, the virologists, the scientists, other people that are aware of what's going on, the ones that are being censored. Those are the ones that are showing the true science. But you see, the true science is being suppressed because they don't want you to know. Because once you find out what's really going on, you're going to lose your shit. You're going to be so pissed that you're going to go against the government. And that's what they don't want. This is the division. This is the divided we fall and united we stand that I was talking about in a previous video. Is they want to keep people divided. And they're distracting people and brainwashing people to think that this really is about a virus, and to pit those people against the other people who have done their research and understand that there's something far more sinister going on. And it's this infighting and distraction. All the while, the government is just stripping rights away and putting out more and more and more tyrannical rules out there. But as long as people keep complying, they're going to keep doing it. Because they rule you. You are their little tiny peon. You are being controlled. And if you think you're free, you are delusional. If you have to do something for basic liberties, it is not freedom, people. Please understand the definition of what freedom is. This is a war. We are in World War III. Except the difference is that they're not using bombs and guns and nuclear weapons. They're using the media. They're using information to manipulate the mind. This is a war on your consciousness. It is so easy to blind people and control people in their mind when you have people so afraid of something that has a 99.97% survival rate, and they make people afraid of others, that they're willing to comply, bend over, and take it for their freedom. So I just wanted to share that because, I am happy to see more people are starting to go like, okay, this is actually really ridiculous right now. And for the people, by the way, that think, the self-righteous mighty ones that are sitting there going, well, if you don't get your vax, you don't deserve medical care. To those people, what happened to your heart? What happened to your caring and your compassion and your acceptance? What happened to you? I mean, honest to God, like if one of your family members did not take this treatment for whatever reason, because there's people that genuinely cannot take these treatments, genuinely for a variety of reasons, are you okay that your parent or your child or your niece or your cousin or your friend is not going to be getting medical treatment because they don't deserve it? I mean, are you seriously okay with that? You have to think about what you're saying. You're talking complete tyranny. When was it okay to wish ill on another human being? I don't care who you are. Nobody deserves that kind of indignity. Nobody deserves that. And the fact that you're okay talking that way, honest to God, tells me that there is no conscience in you whatsoever. Like, are you really human is my question. Because To me, being a human is about caring. It's about helping. It's about the better of humanity, regardless of what your beliefs might be. If the whole world went into some catastrophic event and everybody was affected, including yourself, how would you feel if maybe the unvaxxed decided not to help you? How would that feel? Would you be okay with that? If there was only unvaxxed people around you and you desperately needed help or needed food, would you be okay if someone said, no, I'm not helping you because you're vaxxed? Turn the tables and see how that feels, my friends. It's not a great feeling. So I implore you to maybe rethink about that, those comments that you're making on social media. And you know who you are, because I read everything that people are posting out there, and it's pretty horrifying what some humans are actually thinking and saying to other people. And that's exactly what happened to the black slaves. That's exactly what happened to the indigenous people. That's exactly what happened to, religious groups of people. All kinds of segregation and division and discrimination has been done upon humanity. For what? For what? Because you're following orders so that you can get maybe some freedom? How about this? How about check in with your conscience and do what's right? Do what is right. What is right by God? Because if you have a conscience and you have a heart in your body, you need to say to yourself, what is the right thing to do? Not what I'm being told what to do. Because you see, you got something mixed up there. Just because you're told to do something doesn't make it right. You might believe you're doing the right thing, but it doesn't mean it's the right thing. And when I say right, I mean like true right by God. And as an individual, as a human, as a child that has come from Creator, Source, God, whatever you want to call it, we've all been given a chance to come here and to have life, to live life, to experience life. And part of that experience is, relationships and people. And we're tested every day. How am I being a good person today? What can I do to help another person today? And if you see somebody suffering or if you see somebody hurting, you try to help people to the best of your ability. It doesn't matter what color they are. It doesn't matter what religion they are. It doesn't matter if they're, following along with a medical narrative or not. It doesn't matter. You need to look at that as a human being. You need to look at the other person as a human being of God. And you need to really ask yourself, is what's happening right now truly, truly right by God? Is this truly something that you're okay participating in? Because all you have to do is go back and look at history and look at what happened and how people were manipulated into complying into a tyrannical communist government. And look at what happened to all of those poor Jews that were segregated and slaughtered. Do you feel okay about that? See, the problem is it's too late for those people. But we have another opportunity right now to make it right. And, this is the question I ask you right now, is ask yourself, are you okay with segregation? Are you okay with segregating people based on their medical beliefs? That is the foundational question you need to ask yourself. And whatever that answer is, then you need to own it and you need to live with that. And you need to be okay with that. Because with every choice, there's karma and there's consequences that come from that. And everybody is responsible for the choices they make in life. Everybody, right? Whether they're good choices or bad choices. You need to deal with the repercussions of that. So if you're okay with segregation, with discrimination, with people not allowed to have basic civil liberties because they have a differing medical belief than you, then there's nothing really I can say except God help you, and I hope you're ready to deal with that karma. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying, because there's going to be karma that comes. Everybody gets karma for the choices they make in life. And that is just the way it works. It's the way the universe works. So when you harm another individual, and when you intentionally, segregate or isolate or harass or shame or abuse another person, that's karma that's coming your way. And you need to be okay with that. You need to be okay with that. That is a contract with your soul that you choose on your own. I choose love. I choose compassion. I choose acceptance. I choose unity. I choose freedom. I choose sovereignty. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've put into your body. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what color your skin is. We are all human. We all bleed blood. We all live on this planet together, and we need to learn how to coexist and how to come together in unity and fight for the greater good of humanity. Because divided we fall, united we stand. And I want to stand on the right side of God. Will you stand on the right side of God?